Okay, guys, so let's talk about how you're going to document because apparently we're still very confused about this. So once you log into your Platinum Planner, yes, Jackson, I'm logged in as you right now because you're the only one that has opportunities showing up. So you have this right here. We're going to go ahead and click on opportunities that are ready to be documented. You see over here, you're going to begin documentation. So go ahead and pick whichever one you need to do. I'm going to go ahead and begin documentation on ED. The first screen that you're going to land at is just an overview. There's really nothing exciting here except it gives information as to where you are when you're supposed to be there. The next page is the info page. You're actually going to select a preceptor. If you're at the ED, if you're somewhere at one of these specialty clinics where we don't have a preceptor already selected, then it defaults back to either Rob or myself. You're going to put in the actual shift start. If you're 10 minutes late, be honest with us and tell us that you were 10 minutes late. Actual shift end, it's pretty easy. Summary notes, if there's anything that we need to know about your shift, put it in. Give us a little bit of information here. You can also do the same thing on the clinical evaluation form, but if something happened, you didn't like your preceptor, something was messed up, just please let us know that. You can add a break in here. I'm not so worried about it, but make sure that you fill this out. For your patients, any patient that you have reasonable contact with, meaning you don't just go in to do a skill, you need to add that patient and make sure that you fill this out. Yes, I realize that not everything in here is required, but you get credit for patient age. You get credit for patient type, chief complaint. You're going to add all of the skills that were performed. And then for the patient notes, this is where you're going to do a narrative. So this should be, at a bare minimum, a good thorough handoff report. So starting from the scene, what you had, history on the patient, your physical assessment, and then going into kind of the skills that you did and the response that the patient had to whatever you did for them. If all you do is go in and give a med or start an IV, just add a live skill here. Next thing will be the forms. Right now, the only form that's showing up is the clinical shift evaluation. You have to fill this out. And so you'll actually have patient contacts here that you will rate, etc. Any things that you struggled with, let us know. I want you to fill out this overall plan for improvement for future shifts. I want you guys to think about things that you want to do better at your next shift. So go ahead and fill this out. Then you'll hit complete. If you just hit save, it doesn't finalize this sheet here. So you're going to have to complete that. There's also going to be a preceptor evaluation that should pop up as well. You have to fill that out. Documents, this is for you to upload any documents that you have. So when you go to anywhere but Patient Care EMS, you have a student evaluation that has to be filled out. Upload it here. We don't necessarily want those in paper form. If you can upload them directly to the opportunity, that's great. Utilize Office Lens, save it as a PDF, and then upload it here. If you have 12 leads, if you have any other patient de-identified information that gives more of how your shift went, you can even upload your preceptor eval if you need to do that on paper. Anything that you do on paper, you should take a picture of with Office Lens, save it as a PDF, and then put it here so that everything is together with this shift. Once you've got everything filled out, this should have green checks and say, yes, you're good. Here's another spot for you to be able to put information about the shift. You didn't like your preceptor, you had an incident with a patient. We should not be finding out that you guys got smacked by a patient from the preceptor. If something like that happens, we should get a call, a text, something, and we should also have some sort of message here so that we remember that. Then you'll submit your documentation and it will come to us. But you shouldn't be able to submit until all of this stuff is filled out. For your specialty clinicals, you may or may not have good patient contacts or any skills. What you have to do for that is form that we actually create. So it's more of an observation. Here's what I learned. Here's patient contacts that I had. That'll be on your class under the D2L, under the clinical class. So you'll go ahead and type that out. Make sure that you complete it thoroughly, because if you don't put enough effort into it, you're not going to get full points for it. And then you'll go ahead and submit that either to the Dropbox on D2L or via email. But that's really what you've got for documentation. If you have other questions, make sure that you let us know.